and welcome back to Football Made Simple. We're back with an in-game analysis of the Premier League encounter between Mikel Arteta's Arsenal and Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. In a game where Liverpool needed the win to keep their hopes of becoming centurions alive, Arteta's men came away with the 2-1 win, courtesy of Lacazette and Reiss Nelson, whilst Mane netted for the Reds. Liverpool did dominate, however, with a higher XG of just over 2. But what tactics did both managers use? In this video, we take a look. A quick reminder of the formations chosen by both managers, as you can see on screen now, courtesy of the OneFootball app. OneFootball is a great free app that will give you so much more than just formations. It gives you stats on your favorite teams and players, score updates, and so much more. And recently, it has undergone a redesign to make your life so much easier. It's completely free, and OneFootball has been supporting Football Made Simple for a while now, so it would be great if you downloaded it for free through the link in the description below to support the channel. As Liverpool dominated the ball with 69% possession, let's look at what they did with the ball first. As always, Liverpool looked to build up from the back to begin their play with their centre-backs. Initially, this was through the use of a back 2, whilst the full-backs advanced much higher, as shown in the average positioning. But on the occasions where Arsenal pressed high, there are different ways in dealing with this. Lacazette played a deeper role, with his main job being to sit on Fabinho to make it harder for Liverpool to progress through the centre, whilst Pepe and Nelson pushed high ahead of him on the two centre-backs. In fact, this is what leads to the Reiss Nelson goal. After the ball goes to Alisson, Pepe presses Gomez and Nelson presses Alisson using his cover shadow to make sure that the route into Van Dijk is covered. Once Alisson attempts the pass, Lacazette springs from his deeper position to win the ball and cross the ball into the box for the goal. Liverpool could also shift to a back 3 in the build-up, with either a defensive midfielder dropping deep or the fullback in Robertson forming the back 3. If Arsenal had kept their 1-2 shape, Liverpool would have an easy exit on the outside. However, Arsenal would then simply shift to a 3-man press instead, with Lacazette pushing higher and a winger picking up a man each. Liverpool often would have Fabinho become the option to break the lines, but at times Torreira and Xhaka would look to back up the press. This is what leads to the Lacazette goal. They press the back 3 with their front 3, with Torreira backing up the press on the pivot. Arsenal win the ball high and Lacazette finishes. But it should be noted, Liverpool were usually able to play out. The easiest way they did this was by bypassing the press, often through Van Dijk looking for the switch to Salah or Trent with a game-high 15 long balls. Usually Tierney anticipated this, dropping deep to clear. But it did on one occasion lead to a big chance. If Arsenal used their 1-2 press and Robertson was deep, he could pick up the ball and look to progress it, and did average the most passes for the team. Alternatively, Liverpool would form a double pivot in the midfield with Wijnaldum alongside Fabinho, giving Lacazette 2 men to mark. Arsenal could commit an extra man to closing this down, and it could be effective in forcing Liverpool down the flanks. But this also opened up additional space for either Mane or Firmino to drop into unmarked, whilst the other forwards pushed high to pin back the centre-backs, which would then allow them to create. But another key thing was that whenever the ball went wide to the fullback, Arsenal weren't shy about pushing up their wing-back to confront them. And actually, this partly leads to the Liverpool goal, with Cedric high on Robertson. Robertson is then able to run in beyond and cross to Mane, leading to the goal. But the more common occurrence in this phase was for Mane and Salah to tuck in narrow, which would force Arsenal's wide centre-backs to come narrow, and this created space between the wing-backs and centre-backs as Liverpool's full-backs were wide. Time and again throughout the match, Wijnaldum and Oxlade made this run again and again, looking to cause havoc. Once Arsenal went ahead, they were happy to sit deep, and Liverpool's front 3 tucked into the box, looking to attack the crosses, with the fullbacks launching a combined 23 crosses. However, it was to no avail. Now, let's take a quick look at Arsenal's attacking play. Arsenal at times looked to play out. However, Liverpool would press narrow with their front three, whilst Trent and Robertson would also look to push high on the wing-backs. As a result, Arsenal were often forced long, with Martinez attempting 30 long balls compared to Alisson's 6. This high press also means Liverpool had a much lower passes per defensive action compared to Arsenal. But Arsenal were often able to play out on the left. The centre-backs would split wide, whilst Martinez was now the third option, drawing Liverpool's front three. Crucially, Tierney went wide in this phase. Xhaka and Torreira would then provide options, but Chamberlain often stayed tight to Xhaka. Tierney's wide position would then allow Saka to tuck in as the inverted fullback, becoming an extra option in midfield through which Arsenal tried to build up. When they moved higher up, this turned into Tierney being a more traditional left back, allowing Saka to play as a winger and attempting to overload the left hand side, as shown in the average positions. But a common ploy for Arsenal, with Lacazette playing as a false 9, attempting to draw the centre-backs high after the press, was to look for the ball into the space behind Robertson. However, Arsenal were often offside in these situations. Overall, Liverpool will be disappointed with the way they conceded, and their lack of cutting edge going forward, and their form since the resumption has not been great. Arteta, on the other hand, will be delighted with the 3 points, although going forward, would want to find a way to compete more evenly with the top teams. But what did you make of the match? Drop it down in the comments below. But that's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.